for sale by owner homes hit 40-year low. So Inman, we'll link up the Inman article, is asking, is it even worth the effort? I mean, I've always said no, it's not. But this is according to National Association of Realtors 2021 Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers. The report, based on annual survey the trade group has conducted for 4 decades, makes clear that 9 in 10 homeowners, Nicole, 9 in 10 homeowners are
Mm-hmm.
working with an agent when it's time to sell. And most of the ones who don't are simply selling to someone they already know. Is this shocking to you in the market that we're in right now, where almost everything sells? There's no inventory and prices are at all-time highs, that even less people are deciding to do it on their own?
To be honest, a little bit. I'm actually surprised more people aren't feeling as though anything will sell. But I do think what they're also recognizing is the fact that once it hits the open market, that they could be getting, 10, 15, 20 offers, where obviously if they're selling it on their own, they potentially don't. So honestly, I am a little surprised that more people aren't trying to sell their homes on their own. I am. Are you? You're not?
I mean, the
Come on
numbers have
now.
been so consistent for so long that people would rather pay the fee to have a professional handle the sale, especially in in markets where you've got people that are, I don't know, I guess I'm going to use the word educated, sound like a real loser right now, but where you've got people that are like pretty smart and aren't an idiot. They're going to go and find a professional to do the job for the fee that they charge, or
Yeah.
negotiate the fee.
I hear, well, so that's probably the biggest thing. They're probably more willing to negotiate the fee. But again, I feel like in a really strong market like this, like I do feel like more people are, I would assume that more people would think that they could do it on their own. Because again, like, oh, everyone's just getting offers. I'm going to try it on my own. And then also in really bad markets, because they're trying to recoup every dollar that they can. But no, I'm with you. I mean, I guess, people are recognizing hopefully the value in an agent, especially in these multiple offer situations of which one is the best. What does this mean? What does that mean for me? But again, overall, I am actually a little surprised that there aren't more.
Who would want to do this if they're going to move? The average is about 8 years. Used to be 10 across the country.
Yep.
You're going to move every 8 years, 7 years, whatever it is. Who wants to take on this new role of having to figure everything out and deal with agents that you have no relationship with? Like,
I 100%
relationships matter.
But come on, I 100% know that you've run into individuals though that are just so stubborn in believing that they can do it on their own, regardless of the headache,
Oh
regardless of
yeah,
knowing all of
but
it. They're still insistent on the fact that again, everyone's getting multiple offers. I can do this on my own. But I 100% agree with you. Most people in this situation, especially because we are in the middle of the pandemic, there are so many moving parts. They're either relocating or already have relocated, or they want to know timing. They want to know their options. Hey, I want to list it now, but I don't want to sell, actually close on it for 60 days. Like, what does that mean? So I do think that there are a few more moving parts maybe than usual in these situations, because again, a lot of people are being, they're moving for different reasons than the want. There's moving more because they need to. But again,
well, I don't
I
know about
mean,
that. They a lot of people just want to move, and now
I
it's giving them
guess
the opportunity to do it.
for sure, yeah. But again, I think especially
Look
here
how
we're
many people
seeing
are moving to the Sunbelt states right now. It's just like, hey, I can work from anywhere. I'm going there.
right. Well, and again, but that's also a relocation. I guess I was considering that more of a need. It's business related, or they want to be out of the city. I guess that's a want, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
just they've finally gotten the opportunity that they never had. So NAR's survey numbers say that homes listed with an agent sell for a median price of $318,000, compared with a median price of $260,000 for homes listed by the owner. So that's a $60,000 spread on $318,000. Commission could be what?
Which
15,
15, yeah,
$16,000.
yeah.
So,
15, 18, yeah.
you know, what's the most important most of the times for a seller? It's netting the most money possible. And by giving themselves every opportunity to reach every buyer, that is still with listing with a realtor. And when you do that, you end up netting the most money possible in more cases than not. There are always outliers. And, as the seller, if you're an emotional seller, certainly it's in your best interest to have, another party, an agent, bring you through that process and represent you.
For
But
sure.
also, if you just don't, like even me personally as an agent, I didn't sell the last house I sold. I had somebody dealing with everybody. Like I don't want to. I just don't want to go through all of those conversations that these
Right.
buyers and buyer agents are gonna drag me through as the owner of the house.
100%. Yeah. Well, or sometimes you just talk too much.
Yeah,
It just, yeah, I'm with you. I chose not to sell my own house either.
it's easier to have a third party in the middle that you can bounce scenarios off, that you can ask to go get you information. Go ask them this. And you can be more of a poker player that way too than doing everything yourself. And so here's one of the things that I think was interesting on this study is like, okay, well, who is actually selling these houses as a for sale by owner? And they said it was typically more of the rural, urban uh, homes or homeowners that kind of do that. These people maybe that don't have a lot of options maybe for agents. I don't know. In the city, or the suburbs of a city, like there's a lot of agents because there's a lot more sales. So
Right.
more of the talent is going to be condensed in those areas. And maybe they're in a situation where they feel like, well, there's fewer sales, there's fewer agents I would want to work with. I don't know. But they find that it's more this rural urban divide that's happening. An
Are you waiting
estimated
for
No, an
sorry, go ahead.
estimated 7% of rural sellers went without an agent compared to 5% of suburban listings and 4% of sellers in the city. So those are the numbers. Okay. So there you go. I'm not surprised. This is the way it's always been. You'll see if you spend time on TikTok or something, you'll always come across a video of some idiot trying to convince people to sell it on their own. You're going to save a whole bunch of money. You make one mistake, could be really costly and set your family back for years. So,
For sure.
but
Well,
everybody's got to make their own decision.
oh, absolutely, and I think this actually piggybacks because last week we talked about, pocket listings sort of, and I think it's just again, I feel like it's the same sort of situation, put yourself in front of as many people as possible. Um, yeah, anyway, I am a little surprised though. I am a little surprised. We see greed out there, but,
I
um
don't think it's greed. Most of the time, it is a lack of education for the homeowner. Nobody's ever sat them down, or they didn't take the time to look into these numbers that we just talked about, or what would the difference be of me exposing my home to the entire market as opposed to just a few that see my listing in the way that I'm going to be able to market it and just get it on Zillow, right? And blocking out the entire brokerage community. What's the
well,
difference there
but you
in
can though.
showings?
You have the ability to hit up MLS though. I mean, you see FSBOs on MLS all the time too.
Yeah, you can get on the MLS and on Zillow, but we both know that the agent community brings a whole nother level of exposure.
Oh, I mean, for sure. For
So,
sure. Yeah.
all right. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip from the real world, click here for another one.
Or if you like the full episode, click here.